All right, so welcome to Wealth Unleashed webinar, our weekend dose on your journey to financial freedom. My name is Oladipo Clement once again, and as much as I would not want to sound very professional, I still need to tender my unreserved apology for starting behind schedule, because like I told us last week Friday, that this week was going to be a very busy weekend for me. And as opposed to our 7 p.m. meeting, we scheduled for 3:30. And that was premised on the fact that by then I should have lodged into my hotel room, for the second session, the second leg of my major conference today. Unfortunately, the hotel management has messed up a lot of things. So quite a lot of people are just on keep up. By the way, let's get into what we need to do. So we began looking at buying the future, and for the purpose of those who may be joining us for the first time, the structure of this particular series of lecture is premised on 3 fundamentals. 1, personal transformation, which is about who you are becoming. Now, the version of you are today can't possess the future that you desire. So you need to become a superior version of yourself in order for you to attract what you desire, right? So we spent a considerable amount of time last year dwelling on that. We touched on so many things, and you'll find all those series of lectures on my YouTube channel at Oladipo Clement. So just in case you are not yet subscribed to that YouTube channel, you want to do so. And you also want to feel free. You also want to share with other people that you genuinely care about. All right. Number 2 fundamental, which is also a very critical phase you must master, is income generation planning and application. Income generation planning and application. That's so critical. And the reason that's so critical is personal transformation is about the foundation to financial freedom. Is the foundation for financial freedom. But income generation planning and application is the pillar of wealth creation, a pillar of financial freedom. Because if you don't make money, you will not be able to manage or multiply the money. And again, if you're not making money, there are 3 very clear possibilities. 1, you start begging for money. When you run out of people to beg from, you start, borrowing money. And when you run out of people to borrow from, you start cutting corners. And none of this is honorable. In fact, the 3rd one, like I've often said, will land you in jail. And this is why income generation is so critical. Your ability to earn is a very important skill if you must achieve financial freedom. You see, nothing can enhance your self-esteem, nothing can enhance your confidence, knowing fully well that no matter the state of the economy, anywhere you find yourself, you have what it takes. You have the skill sets required. You have the skill set, you have the heart set, you have the head set, you have the mindset, to engineer income your direction. And that's a very powerful and important fundamental in your journey to financial freedom. And so that's where we've been. The 3rd leg, we'll cover that once we're done with this particular series. But in the income generation planning and application, we have touched on how to make the money. Now we've touched on savings, culture of savings. We've touched on quite a bit of other things. And so last week we began looking at buying the future. Emphasis is more on investing. Okay, it's more on investing. Okay, it's more on multiplying your money, multiplying the money that you have earned. Okay, the only antidote, the only way to make money is through working. And by working, you solve problems, you add value, you meet needs. And when we talked about adding value last week, we did mention, and I think in another platform where I was, adding value essentially, when it comes to the marketplace, about saving people time, saving them money, or helping them make money, and then, of course, helping them save resources. Okay. If you are not doing any of that, then you're certainly not adding value. So once you work, you make money. Any dummy can make money as long as you're providing services, you're solving problems for people, and you're adding value and meeting needs. You make money. But that's not where it ends. So planning that, we looked at financial pressure, living above financial pressure. In December, you also want to go look at that particular. So there I spoke extensively on budgeting. Very phenomenal. So where we are right now is investing, buying the future. The only way you can multiply your money is by investing money. That's the only way to multiply your money, by investing the money you have earned, the money you have worked so hard to earn. It's one leg of the equation when you are working hard for money. It's another leg of the equation when money is working hard for you. And I can tell you this categorically: if you don't make that switch as a matter of urgency, you you will work for money till you die. If you don't find a way by which money works hard for you, you will work for money the rest of your life till you die. And it's not a place you really want to be. So last week we looked at 7 fundamentals of investing. Today we want to look at 7 reasons you must invest. 7 reasons to invest. That's what we want to look at today. Very phenomenal quote by Laraya. She said, and I quote, when you invest, he said, you are buying a day that you don't have to work. So every time you invest, you are buying a day, that you won't have to work. Okay, so let's look at 7 reasons to invest. I've said this on many platforms, seminars and conferences, and many of my speaking engagements. Money doesn't go to those who need it. It goes to those who multiply it. So money is even though it's an inanimate object, inanimate item, it's very selective as to who it gravitates towards. So you want to clearly, define, this. Money goes to people who multiply it. So if you don't know how to invest, if you don't know how to multiply money, money may not gravitate in your direction. And could it be that's why you're not attracting as much as you should, because you keep wasting? We talked about 3 things you can do with money. You can spend it, you can waste it, you can invest it. Average people spend, foolish people waste, wise people invest. So if money truly is selective as to who it gravitates toward, then how do you ensure that money gravitates to you? It's by ensuring that you develop investment mentality. So I just want to run you through 7 powerful reasons you should invest, and you must, of the necessity, invest. There's no other way to create wealth than by investing. There's no other way by which you can multiply the income you have earned or income you have generated than by investing. So you must have a proper plan, an investment plan, to not have to work for money, but that money will work for you. And let me give you a clear understanding. You see, whenever you work for money, you are exchanging your time for money. That's what we regard as active income. It's an active income because if you do nothing, nothing comes in. Okay? You have to put in effort, you have to put in time, you have to deploy energy, you have to deploy your resources for it to produce. So, but you have to make a switch over a period of time. Sometimes it could span for as much as 5 or 10 years. Okay? So you have to make a switch from having to labor that hard for active income to passive income. And then when it's passive income, it is not you that is working for that money, it is your money. Through asset acquisition, through investments, that the money is now working so hard for you. And if you keep recapitalizing, the law of compound interest will eventually work for you. And that's why if you truly want to achieve financial freedom, don't think short term. It doesn't work. Don't think short term. It doesn't work. Okay? That's very, very important. So let's quickly run through 7 important reasons to multiply your money by prudent. Be a blessing to you. And then if you already have a copy and you've not read it, go read that book. Also, I recommend that you can share that book also with a lot of people within your circle. Okay, so let's take them one after the other. 7 reasons to invest. Number 1, keep producing income whether you work or not. Invest. If you want to keep producing income, a lot of times when people are fast approaching retirement, you could see the anxiety, you could see the fear. And usually what is responsible for that fear is likely because the first 30 years, the first 25 years, or sometimes people for 35 years was not dedicated to investing. They were trying to spite anyone and just trying to say the fact, right? If you must continue to produce income, whether you work or not, then you've got to invest. So this is number 1 reason to produce income, whether you work or not. Okay. So you want to get to a point in your life where you are no longer working for necessity. You are working for fun. You are just working because it gives you fulfillment. You are working for fun. You are working just so you can leave a legacy. You are working at this point in time in your life. You are not just working because you need to pay bills. You are working because you just need that to keep exercising and then keep making a difference. So if you must get to that point in your life where you are no longer working for necessity but working for fun, then you've got to invest so that it can continue to produce income for you whether or not you work. Number two, to employ money to work for you rather than the other way around. All right. So to employ money, right, to work for you. Apologize. I think that was a network glitch. All right. So I had to speak on, that event on the need to, to buy the future. The future is cheap if only you buy it. Now that was the theme of my subject, then, and it made significant impact for a lot of people then, and I still remember very vividly how that led a lot of people who were listening to me. A number of them immediately after the program, a lot of people approached me for different layers of advice, and all of that. So to buy the future while it is cheap, listen to me carefully. The future will keep getting more expensive and expensive, right? And so the best way, someone said that the best time to plant an Iroko tree is 20 years ago. The next best time is now. And it's when you wake up, that's when your money starts. You don't want to wake up too late before you start buying things cheap. Okay. Many of the places, for example, I play in the real estate space, many of the places that people are bragging, about and, pride themselves as owners. Those were not desirable areas in Lagos, for example. Those were not desirable areas in Nigeria at the time, right? They were regarded as bushes, okay? But today, those places have become cities. But the smart ones who acquired those properties then are the ones smiling to the bank, either by way of capital appreciation or by way of rental income. Okay, so buy the future while it is cheap. That's one of the major reasons for investing. Number 4, to cater for your present and future needs, right? The future, you see, as you grow older, you realize that the fact that you are old or getting old or you retire does not mean that you will still not have to make payments for services rendered to you, right? Nobody will look at you with pity and say, oh, sorry, because you are old, take the goods for free. No, you still have to pay for it. So as you age, so will your energy and strength and possibilities continue to diminish, except you have invested. And this is the reason why you have to awaken this consciousness inside of you. So to meet your present and future needs, particularly your future needs, now that you are in your active service, is a time to stack up enough for the future, because the time comes when no man will be able to work. And at that time, you want asset to be able to fund the proceeds from the asset, to be able to fund your lifestyle. It could be a health challenge, it could be a health crisis, it could be whatever. But at that point, you don't want to be counting, on others for support. Number 5, to hedge against inflation and devaluation. Right? As we know, inflation is a thief of time. And in the last couple of months, Nigeria has experienced an all-time inflation, a hike in inflation and devaluation. So the naira against the dollar has been grossly devalued over the last 2 months. All the policy acrobatics that the government is doing is not a permanent solution. It's a temporary, it's a temporary relief, or not even a temporary relief. It's not a permanent solution, right? Until we become a producing country and we export goods and services, and in exchange for foreign exchange, there's no way we will gain, our naira will gain more value, right? So, and the only thing that is even our source of foreign exchange is gradually being depleted, and it's even being bunkered, and all of that. So I don't want to go into too much details. So to protect the value of your income, of your earnings, you have to invest. And you remember when we're looking at the culture of saving, I did establish that savings is not an investment strategy. You don't save as an investment, you save for investment. Right? You save for investment. And in order for you to be able, to make a mark and make a difference, you want to ensure that you save, you want to ensure that you are investing, you convert all your saved funds into investable portfolio. That's the only way. If you save, you are certainly going to be getting returns way lower than the rate of inflation. But if you invest and you choose the right asset classes, you will get something way higher than inflation. And that's pretty much one of the critical things you must consider. Number 6, why do you need to invest? Reasons to invest: to prepare for your life post-retirement, right? Time of retirement is the time when you are out of active service, right? Nobody wants to employ you, and you are not, you most likely will not hire yourself, right? So, and that is essentially what is going on. Please, by the way, if you can still hear me, please just type 10, just to be sure you can still hear me loud and clear. I know there are some kind of interferences here and there. That is the situation of where I am right now, but I must commit. I have a commitment to still deliver this no matter what. I hope you understand and you bear with me, right? So to prepare for your life post-retirement, by the time you eventually retire, what type of life would you live? Would you live your best life after retirement? Or would you still be begging for help, pleading for assistance? And if you live and work in Nigeria, you know the government has no agenda for you. So the earlier you embrace and begin to plot your graph ahead of, and you times your advantage, especially if you are much younger. A lot of time when you talk retirement, people think that it's only for old people. But the best time to actually plan for your retirement is when you eventually get the job. So that's the best time. You plan your exit from the moment you resume. So for the first job, that's when you start planning. If you have 20 years to plan, if you have 30 years to plan, you have a lot of opportunities to your own advantage. And this is why this is so important. People often don't begin to plan for their retirement until it's almost too late. And then they now have to pay a greater price to plan for that future. So, like I've said time and again, even a permanent secretary doesn't have a permanent job. And a permanent secretary also retires too. So, even if you're a permanent secretary, you also still need to have a plan, an investment plan that ensures and caters for your post-retirement life. This is so important. Finally, number 7, why retirement? Why do you need to invest rather? Sorry. Why do you need to invest? Reasons for investing: to establish legacy long after you are gone. At the end of the day, the life of a man does not consist in the things he owns. So no matter how much you have accumulated, no matter how much investment portfolio you have, it is not also going to end with you. It's still going to be about the next generation. So if you want your memory to be blessed, you want to leave legacy, lasting legacy for your children and children's children, right? Then you've got to invest. So these are top 7 major reasons you should invest. I want to believe that this has been helpful. I apologize once again for the delay in getting started, and I also apologize for the environment in which I'm streaming from. I have no choice. I just must commit. I must live up to my commitment, and that's pretty much why we still have to go on in spite of all that. I hope you appreciate that. If you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, you want to do so right away. And if you know anyone who needs some of these things, feel free to share with them and let them join the Tribe of Worldly Origin. If you have any question whatsoever and you wish that, let us address this area, or you have any specific question, you can send those questions to my executive assistant on 0708 797 0441, 0708 797 0441, and you'd be happy that you did. I want to thank you once again. If you do not have the book, Financial Freedom Master Guide, most of the things I'm sharing here, some of them are also on in that book. It will be a blessing to you, and you can also order for it. If you live in Nigeria, you can order for that book. It's available, and it can be delivered to you for free anywhere in Nigeria. So call the number 0708 797 0441. Again, if you live outside of Nigeria, you can order for that same book, on Amazon. It's available on Amazon, and it will be delivered to you at your very doorsteps. All right. So if you're not following on social media, you can follow me on Instagram at Oladipo Clem, and on Facebook at Oladipo Clem, and of course on TikTok at Oladipo Clem. I'm also available on LinkedIn. So you want to follow me on all of these platforms, and you'll be glad you did. If you have any specific subject matter that's of concern to you and you would want me to speak in those areas, feel free to drop those content, your questions or comment on those topics. You can go on my YouTube channel and put it there. We'll extract it and then we'll package it together and bring more relevant topics and more relevant concerns to you. I want to thank you all for your listening attention. Until I come your way again, same time next week, please always remember, winners never quit and quitters never win. So stay inspired till you succeed.